Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video today. And today, number 3 Ohio State beats number 7 Penn State 20-12 at home. Great win for Ohio State. It's their 7th straight win against Penn State. And I mean, not really surprised by this win for Ohio State. I mean, I thought Ohio State would win this ball game. I thought it'd be a little bit more of an offensive game. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be a really, I'm not going to say that I thought it was going to be a shootout or necessarily a very high scoring game, but I thought you would see this game be more of a, I thought I thought there would be more than 32 points scored in this ball game, but it is what it is. It still was a solid game. I mean, Ohio State won this one 20-12, and Ohio State could find themselves in the top 2. I mean, even though Ohio State only won by 8, just think about it in the top 25. Is that enough for them to jump Michigan in the top 3? I mean, when I look at it and look at this win for Ohio State, I mean, I think Michigan's a great team. I'm not doubting that. But I look at their games and who have they really beat. I mean, Michigan's a great team, but look at some of the teams Ohio State has beat. They've just beat Penn State. They've beaten Notre Dame. They've had a couple other solid wins. So, honestly, by me saying Ohio State deserves to be over Michigan, it's not saying that they're the better team, but as of right now, I think Ohio State deserves to be over Michigan in the top 25 at 2 instead of, I think they should flop, but I think they should flip, but that's just my opinion. Everybody else is going to have their right to their own opinion when it comes to the new top 25 going into week 9 now? Or it's either going into week 8 or week 9. I've lost track. I think we're going into week 9. But let's get into the scoring summary. So, I mean, first half was a very low scoring ball game. I mean, Penn State was down 10-6 at halftime. Let's score the scoring in the first half. So, it starts out with an Ohio State field goal. Jaden Fielding with a 33-yard field goal. It's 3-0. Then Alex Falcons for Penn State had a 40-yard field goal. It's tied up at 3. And then Ohio State, a touchdown for Ohio State. Mayan Williams with a 2-yard touchdown run. It's 10-3 with the extra point going in. And then with 4 minutes remaining in the first half, Alex Falcons with a 41-yard field goal. It's 10-6. And then no scores in the third quarter. Then the fourth quarter, you have a couple scores for Ohio State. They're up 14 points after the scores. You have a Jaden Fielding 37-yard field goal. It's 13-6. So now it's a one-score ball game, or it was always a one-score ball game. But now, if Penn State wants to, have a chance in this ball game, they need to score touchdowns instead of field goals. But it doesn't really matter anymore once Kyle McCord, there was a 18-yard touchdown pass to Marvin Harrison Jr., who had an amazing day, absolutely an amazing day for Ohio State. So then the final score is 20-6. All right, Drew, and then finally Penn State scores a touchdown, but there's under 30 seconds remaining. Drew Aller throws an 8-yard touchdown pass to Caden Saunders. They go for the 2-point conversion, trying to make it a 6-point ball game, and they fail. All right, game leaders for Penn State with passing yards. Penn State, Drew Aller, 18 for 42, 191 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown, while Kyle McCord was pretty good for Ohio State today. I mean, 22 for 35, 286 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown. They weren't able to be productive with getting points, but still a really good day for the young quarterback, McCord. And then rushing yards, leader for Penn State was Nicholas Singleton with 9 carries for 48 rushing yards. And then for Ohio State was Mayan Williams with 24 carries for 62 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. And then receiving yards for Penn State, Keandre Lambert with 6 receptions for 52 receiving yards. And, of course, for Ohio State, it was Marvin Harrison Jr. with 11 receptions for 162 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. So, for a game that was supposed to be one of the best games of the year, probably top 5, if not top 3. I mean, obviously, you got great games like Alabama and Texas playing this year. You got Texas and Oklahoma. Those 2 games have already happened. The game that's the last week of the season, which I'm most excited for this year, Ohio State and Michigan. I think that's a matchup everybody's always excited for. Down the season, you'll have a couple other really good matchups. But, this is up there. This was supposed to be, this is a top 10 matchup. Obviously it's like these are two top 10 teams, but when you look at out of all the games that you're going to see in the 2023 season in college football, this is in the top 10. And wasn't that great of an offensive performance by either one of these teams, but still was an interesting game to watch. And Uzmer, your thoughts on the game as Ohio State wins it 20-12. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on the game, and peace out.